Alright guys, what I got here today is my Atlas 80-volt chainsaw. I was initially going to do a review on this right when I bought it, but I wanted to do a little bit of long-term testing with this. So I had to process about 7 trees with this saw, and I'm very impressed for something that's harbor freight. The reason I went with this one over some of the other electrical chainsaws or battery operated chainsaws, I suppose, is 80-inch bar and an 80-volt battery. Everybody knows that voltage means more power, so here's the battery that it comes with. It's dual voltage, so probably just wires it in series versus parallel, as you can tell by the current, the battery capacity rating. Yeah, it's fairly straightforward design. These batteries are not cheap. They're about $100 a pop. I haven't had any issues with it yet. The overheating protection actually works. It's kicked in on me a few times. But besides that, I haven't really had many other issues with the saw. A couple times it kind of just stopped working. I undid the battery and put it back in, and it seemed to work fine. I imagine if there's going to be any issues, it's going to be with the battery. Harbor Freight exactly doesn't have a good reputation for battery operated tools, so I'm hoping that this is the time they've turned it around, and I gotta say, extremely impressed with this particular saw. Just a few quick things here. What I like about this particular saw is the safety mechanism here. So you just push it on the side and hold it. But once you push and hold it, you no longer have to hold this. It automatically holds itself and you release and you're all set. It's important to keep the contacts and everything in here clean. Stuff will fall in and accumulate. It's good to, when you go and clean your saw, just blow out the internals here. This, surprisingly, hasn't leaked at all. These things, for me, on every saw I've ever had, has leaked. So I'm super impressed by that. This is responsible for turning the saw on and off, but if you're going to be, it's also the safety, obviously, but if it's going to be worked on, just take the battery out. Don't rely on that. Right here we can move the bar cover, and that's the saw there. Chain was good. I've been sharpening it. Probably sharpened it 4 or 5 times by now. I like it's not a really sharp chain. I don't like to really fight anything. I'm going to show you guys me cutting some wood with this. Obviously, chain mileage varies. I can give you my personal opinion on things, but without a comparison by comparison test, it's not really feasible. A good source for that, Project Farm. They do a lot of different videos on very fair comparisons, so I recommend checking him out. What's also nice here is it's a standard style nut and connection. These nuts are captive, so I'll grab the tool and we'll pull that apart. So here's the supply tool that they give you for this. I've had a few saws where these nuts aren't captive and you just lose them all the time and it's not fun. There's a tension adjustment using this right in here, so you can loosen these and tension and reduce the chain tension on it. I've also bought for today an Oregon chain to try out because I wanted another chain. What I don't like is Harbor Freight doesn't seem to really support parts, so they don't even carry a chain for this unit. But I'm going to try an Oregon chain today and see how well that works. Don't mind me, I haven't cleaned this recently, but you know, pretty standard stuff in here. You know, everything's metal. It's not, well, metal, hopefully not Chinesium, but like I said, I haven't had any issues. It tells you which way the chain should be rotating. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll bring this out back and we'll cut a few logs just to try to show you guys its capability. So I went ahead and did some quick cuts of this white oak that I had lying around my yard. The chain, as you can tell, is quite a bit duller than I would like it to. You'll also notice the saw stops a couple times. It was really cold that day. It was below 30 degrees, and I think the battery took a little bit to warm up, because once it was warmed up, it didn't really give me too much of a problem. But you know, it's just another aspect of a battery-powered saw that, you know, you might have some issues with in really cold climates. So as you can tell, it works pretty well even with the dull chain on it. Again, I went ahead and cut some of this 13-inch. I'm not sure which tree this came from or what type of wood it is, but as you can tell, I really struggled to get the saw through this particular piece of wood. You know, it's good to wear all the safety precautions. I should be wearing leather chaps when I process all my wood. I wear leather chaps and I wear a proper PPE. It's very important. But yeah, you can tell I'm struggling a bit with the duller chain through this, so you want to make sure that you let the chain do the work and you don't force the saw through it, and you'll get much better results. The great feature with this saw is it has a pretty rapid chain break, so it stops spinning the saw blade almost right after you press the release the trigger, with only a couple seconds delay. Alright guys, did a few cuts, so you're probably not the way I should have done them, but you know, they were cut just to kind of demonstrate. So I'm going to jump to the new chain now. Alright guys, so what I did was I went online, I did a little bit of research here, and I purchased this Oregon S62 advanced cut chain based off of just kind of what people were saying what fit the saw. There's no one really out there saying this one particularly fits. There was one vendor that said they had one that fit, and that was about it, and they didn't reveal what Oregon chain it was. So I'm going to put this on today and we're going to give it a shot. You have the length differences. So the Harbor Freight chain is definitely a little bit longer. I'm not sure how tight that's going to then fit on the bar, but you know, it's only maybe a link smaller, maybe. It's pretty close. The lower is the Harbor Freight chain. The upper is the new chain from Oregon. So I'm gonna put it on and we'll give it a shot. After a day's worth of using my saw, it's a good idea, or even just changing chains, it's a good idea to go through and clean the bar. I usually normally use the tool supplied, and then I use compressed air to blow out the bar, you know, and then I just clean out every possible crack and crevice I can find before reassembling the chain to ensure good performance and that I get proper oiling on the bar. Another important aspect of the saw to talk about would be the runtime. You're not going to run this saw perpetually on one battery, that's for sure. Not even two. I would need probably 3 or 4 batteries just to run this perpetually. Charge times are about 45 minutes to an hour, because you have to let the battery cool down before it starts to recharge. So a lot of times, you know, this is great for doing little projects around the yard. You have a limb fall, or if you want to cut some wood up and then split it and cut some wood, and you know, you're not going to just be able to perpetually cut. Thanks for watching this review, guys, on this Atlas 80-volt Harbor Freight chainsaw. I look forward to processing much more wood with it and hope that it holds up to the long-term test of time. and that the batteries don't give out before the saw does.